What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fann of showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And today I am joined by my good friend Michael Darcy of KC Sports Report to finally preview the Kansas City Chiefs versus Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game. Michael, it is finally here. It's happening tomorrow. I mean, it came very quickly, but the Chiefs season all comes down to this. Their shot at the three-peat is determined tomorrow when they take on the Buffalo Bills at Arrowhead Stadium. I mean, before anything else, like, how are you feeling, man? Like, nervous for this game at all? Like, what are the emotions right now?
It's an AFC Championship game. I'm nervous. I'm incredibly nervous. I'll be at this game. And I just think that if I watch this team not get it done, it's going to crush me for the next, 3 months. So hopefully they're able to find a way to get it done. But this is going to be arguably one of the best AFC Championship games that we've seen this Chiefs team play on. All right, we know that the Bengals brought it back in 2022. This Bills offense is significantly better.
Well, not only is their offense as a whole significantly better, but I think Josh Allen is maybe playing the best football of his career right now, and that presents a huge challenge for the Kansas City Chiefs because, that is a guy that I don't think is going to have a bad game. He really does not have bad playoff games. I've talked about that all week, and, a lot of the talk about this game is, can the Kansas City Chiefs stop Josh Allen? And I don't think you're going to necessarily stop Josh Allen. The best you can hope for is to try to limit what he can do just enough that you give your offense a chance to score more points than them. That's kind of the way that I look at this. Sure, you can have Josh Allen who, throws for 200 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and there's a very good chance that happens. And if it does, so be it. But you cannot let him also run for another 100 yards and then a rushing touchdown and the Bills convert on 3 or 4 fourth downs. That is what can kill the Chiefs in this matchup.
Yeah, and we were talking about it last night on the radio that maybe the key to winning this game is letting Josh Allen throw the football. Like, you almost want him to find his receivers or try to find his receivers, because I trust our secondary a lot more in this matchup than I did back in week 11. And you mentioned it, those plays where he gets outside the pocket, those design runs, he can easily go for, $110 on the ground. That's how good he is at running the football. He's kind of turned into a, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes hybrid, because he's just about as, physical as we've ever seen any quarterback. He's going to be able to go get those yards, and now he's not making the mistakes. And that was something that coming into this season we were questioning, because, Josh Allen's got all the arm talent in the world, but he was very similar to Brett Favre. All that talent, but he was also going to throw, 28 picks a season.
Yeah, he was always going to have those turnovers. Now, he's kind of limited those, in the second half of the season and then into the playoffs. Now, Michael, I forgot to do this at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to do it right now because this is the AFC Championship preview and could very well be our last preview of the season. But I just thought that I'd bring the vibes with me by throwing on the sunglasses. We already got
vibes are
the
here.
Disco lights in the background, and I know people make fun of them, but again, I will say it. We are undefeated in the postseason, dating back to 2022 when I had the disco lights on for the playoffs. So we are bringing the vibes today because I feel really good about this Chiefs game, Michael. But I want to go back to something that you said actually in your video yesterday with Cole from How About Those Chiefs, because he kind of mentioned how, well, you said the key might be to let Josh Allen throw. And I think the Chiefs' defensive game plan back in, week 11 when they played the Buffalo Bills, they kind of were letting him throw or get some of those throws off, but their coverage was not good enough on the back end. And, Cole kind of said it kindly, didn't call anyone out, but I'll just say it. They were throwing at whoever was across from Najee Johnson. That's what it was. And in this game, you have Jalen Watson back. You did not have Jalen Watson against the Buffalo Bills in the regular season. And I said it in the preview for the Houston Texans divisional round playoff game, but Jalen Watson, even on one ankle, is better. Like, the discrepancy between Jalen Watson on one ankle and whatever snaps Najee Johnson can give you, I mean, that's huge.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jalen Watson is a legit difference maker. And to get him back for this game, he's one of the many players returning. Joe Tooney's probably going to play left tackle. The Bills saw Wanye Morris in week 11. Charles Omenihu didn't play. Harrison Butker didn't play. Jalen Watson didn't play. Pacheco didn't play. The Chiefs are getting a much healthier team this way around. And Josh, I've heard a lot about how the Buffalo Bills are healthier this year than they were last year. Are they? Are they? Taylor Rapp's not going to play their starting safety. They've got to go with second-round draft pick Cole Bishop in this game, which I don't think he's going to do much. You've also got Matt Milano, who's dealing with a hamstring injury. You know, Teron Johnson's got a shoulder issue, and Benford is still dealing with a concussion. So, those guys are probably going to be a step slower, and I've been saying it all week. That's going to help this Chiefs team.
Yeah, so I was going to bring that up next. Bills are not going to have Taylor Rapp. He was a big part of their defense this year. Their fans were not happy to learn the news that he is out for this game. He had 6 passes defended for the Bills this year, as well as 2 interceptions. He also had an interception in the divisional round against the Baltimore Ravens. Now he's gone, and you have the rookies stepping up, whose name escapes me at the moment. But they drafted him out of Utah, I believe, in the second round.
It was Cole Bishop. That's Cole
Bishop. Yeah, and so they're very high on him, but that is a matchup that you have to take advantage of because he's a rookie and a huge spot in his first big playoff game. And I think you can catch him out of position. And then another guy that's going to be carrying more of the load now with Taylor Rapp out of the lineup is DeMar Hamlin. And you've kind of hit it on the head earlier in the week, but he's a guy that you can take advantage of vertically with guys like Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy. And I just put out a short talking about this as well, but the Chiefs offensively have been kind of underwhelming for most of the year. Now they have all these offensive weapons like D-Hop, like Hollywood Brown, like Xavier Worthy, but they've all kind of been quiet for most of the regular season. As far as the big explosive plays and stuff like that, they've all done little things here and there, and that's fine. And the Chiefs were able to win games, so I'm not complaining about that. But you're going to have to unleash them in this game because if you don't and you're not able, because I'm of the firm belief that if you don't eclipse 30 points in this game, you're not winning. I think that's the magic number to beat Buffalo. I know for most of the season, it's been 27, 28 points. That has been what won the Chiefs games, but I think you're going to need to get over 30 points. And in order to do that, you're going to have to show everything you have with D-Hop, Hollywood, Xavier Worthy, because if not, you're going home.
I did a show with Covell Hudson, Cal Collier, both work at 810. They're much more confident going into this game than I am. I think this is going to be whoever touches the ball last ends up winning a walk-off field goal situation. They think the Chiefs can win 28-21, 28-17. They're that confident in the Chiefs defense eliminating what Josh Allen does best. And I think that I'm confident in the Chiefs defense, but I'm not sure if the offense is going to be able to put up enough points. I mean, we've seen them at their best play, better than everybody else, but we also haven't seen them play at their best very often. And so the Buffalo Bills have to elicit that, Chiefs team playing their best football, or else they're not going to win. This is a team that if they go out there and play like they did against the Texans, they might get the doors blown off of them.
Yeah, because they made a lot of mistakes in that game that kind of went under the radar because the Texans just had so many blunders on special teams, and then the egregious call to go for it on 4th down with the play clock running, and clearly nobody on offense was ready. That's what lost the Texans that game. But if the Chiefs replicate that offensive performance that they had against the Houston Texans, I think you're going home. And look, I get being confident in this Chiefs defense because they are very good, but man, I do think they can hold the Bills under 30. But again, that requires you to score 30 points or more in order to beat them. I don't see a 28-21 victory. And the reason I say that is because if you just look at the matchups, the Bills' offensive line is very good. But this Chiefs pass rush is one that it's been a step back from the previous 2 years where they were top 2 in the league in sacks. And the edges have been underwhelming at times. I know George Karlaftis had 3 sacks against the Texans. That's great. They tried blocking him with a tight end. The Bills are not going to have to block George Karlaftis with a tight end. They got Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown, probably one of the best tackle combos in the league. Chris Jones is going to have to carry a lot of the load in this game again, unfortunately, in order to help those edges out. And I just think that Josh Allen is going to get his, and I just don't think there's any way to prevent that from happening. Now, I'm not saying that they can't slow down Josh Allen. I'm just saying that like Josh Allen is going to get his in this game. I just don't see a scenario in which he doesn't. I know it's at Arrowhead, but Josh Allen is coming to Arrowhead. Yes, in the regular season, I know, but he's coming to Arrowhead before and won games. And I think the Bills times. And I think the Bills have a very underrated offense. And the biggest part that scares me is the tight end duo of Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. The Chiefs haven't been good at covering tight ends this year, and the Bills just happen to have one of the best tight end duos in the league.
We didn't see Kincaid in that first matchup too.
Correct.
So no, you make a good point that Josh Allen's going to get his. The question for me, we've been talking about, do the Chiefs need to score 30 in order to win? I think the magic number is 27. In years past, it's been 25. I remember saying that if the Chiefs offense can just score 25 points, this defense will hold them to underneath that. I think the magic number for this offense is 27 points. Get to 27, rely on your defense. This is going to have to be a game where the defense is able to force pressure up front against a very good offensive line, and those cornerbacks better be sticky. They have to stay on Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman and the tight ends of Knox and Kincaid, because if they don't do that, I mean, this is a game that already the margin for error is so small. You're eliminating that margin for error by letting those guys go off.
Yeah, and you're just going to have to do just enough in this game, again, to give your offense a chance. And that is, of course, where the Kansas City Chiefs offense comes in. Michael, we talked about how the Bills are missing Taylor Rapp in this game, but also their corners have gotten exposed at times. I also think you can run the ball on the Buffalo Bills. The Ravens just did it very effectively with multiple guys, not just Derrick Henry, but also Justice Hill. And that's another area, man, where it's like, if you can't succeed running the ball against this team, I just think that really hinders your chance of being able to win this game and win another AFC crown, because in order to eat up clock and to sustain drives and to have third and manageable, you're going to have to run the ball well. And the Chiefs ran the ball okay against the Bills in the regular season matchup, but it wasn't great by any means. And really, all year, the running game has not really been great. We got those first few Kareem Hunt games after he first got signed where they gave him 20, 25 carries and he had a few 100-yard games. But since then, it's been a lot of 14 carries for 60-yard type of performances, and then another 5 carries for 15 yards from Isaiah Pacheco. It's just going to have to be a lot better than that in this game.
This might make some Chiefs fans upset. I don't want to see Pacheco really get any tread in this game. I think that you've seen since that injury, he hasn't been the same back. You can't afford to just kind of give him the pity carries, for lack of a better term.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but I do want to throw this in. So remember in the Cincinnati Bengals 2021 AFC Championship game, I know no one wants to think about that game, but
I know where you're going
Jerick McKinnon was the hot hand. He was very obviously the guy that should have been getting all the carries. Then Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the second half started getting some of those carries. And I understand that you're going to have to give someone else those carries or those snaps just to give, Kareem Hunt a rest. He can't just be out there for every single snap, certainly not at this age. But, man, do not go away from the hot hand, Andy. Right now, the hot hand is Kareem Hunt. Don't screw it up.
Yeah, and he just fits this offense better than Pacheco does at this point. I think that Pacheco's more of a zone runner. He's better outside the tackles. And Kareem Hunt, given the fact that we have kind of a makeshift offensive line, you're going to need to get the guaranteed yards up the middle. And if Kareem Hunt can turn a 1st and 10 into a 2nd and 6, the Chiefs are winning this football game. Because then it's 2nd and 6, the Chiefs have, theoretically, 2 downs to get a 1st down. You can go for it in more situations, assuming you can get anything on 3rd down, or 2nd or 3rd down. It just makes it a lot easier, and it puts your offense in an advantageous position to go down the field and score. Because one of the biggest things in this game, can the Chiefs turn these drives into 7, not 3? If you're kicking field goals, now there is a time and the place when you should take field goals, but if you're just kicking field goals expecting to win, we might get the doors blown off of us.
Yeah, also when you talk about setting up the big play, because everyone wants to see it in this game, the Chiefs are supposed to unleash it, right, Michael? That's what we've heard
all year. I've been told.
leading up to this point. But if you want to set that up, at least give yourself a shot. Getting into 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5 gives you an opportunity to maybe take a shot on 2nd down or 3rd down. And then if you want to or you need to, go for it on 4th down, or like I said, you'll have a 3rd and short still or 3rd and medium. But this team was number 1 in success rate on 3rd down this year. And that has not changed, I don't think, and it's not going to change in this game. This offense, Patrick Mahomes, had the best success rate on 3rd down, and to put yourself in those 2nd and medium, 2nd and short scenarios, it lets you set up the big play, or at least give yourself a shot to attempt it, while also not necessarily killing the drive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that we've been told a lot, Josh. We've been told a lot that this offense is just waiting to explode, that DeAndre Hopkins is just, that's why they're saving him. It's going to happen in the AFC Championship game.
Even though Matt Nagy came out and literally said, no, that's not what we're doing now. I don't know if even if they were, I don't know if he would come out and say that. But as of right now, Matt Nagy has said, no, it's not intentional. Just D-Hop isn't being used.
I feel like we have been told a great lie up until this point, because we've been told this offense is going to figure it out and they're going to, get back to putting up 30 points. I don't think that that's how this offense is built. I don't think they need to do that in order to win. I think we're going to see a much more efficient offense. I need to see that 3rd down efficiency continue to be the best in the NFL. I need to see the Chiefs take chances on 4th down, because Buffalo, if they're in a 4th and 3 situation, it could be even early in the game, they're going for it. Josh Allen, design run, 1st down. That's the kind of opponent that you're going up against. And Sean McDermott is going to go, for lack of a better term, balls to the wall. He knows that he has got to be aggressive in order to win this game. And if Andy Reid's just kind of like, let's run it twice on 2nd down, or like, let's run it on 2nd and 10, and then let's run it again on 3rd down when it's 2nd and 7. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that is going to lose this football game. They've got to be aggressive in the early downs, but also when it's 3rd and 4th down.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, you have to kind of curb the Bills' aggression on defense, but if you can't do that or you're not successful in doing that, you need to match the aggression on offense. We talked about that earlier this week with Lucas Murphy on the Kingdom Crew podcast, which, folks, if you missed that, certainly go check that out under the Kingdom Crew playlist. That was a great episode that we just did. But, Michael, I think we've kind of looked at this game from just about every angle at this point. So I'm going to get down to some of the tough questions, and then we'll wrap up this preview. But Kansas City Chiefs win if, Michael?
Kansas City Chiefs win if 2 things. If they don't turn the football over, that's obviously the big one. They also have to win the time of possession. The Bills have been very good at that this season, almost taking a page out of the Chiefs' book. They need to find a way to win this time of possession battle, even if it's by, 3 or 4 minutes. That could be all it takes, because if Buffalo gets the ball for 40 minutes in this game, we're done. We're cooked. I mean, it's over. Like 40 minutes to 20, that you're not going to win the football game unless the Chiefs offense.
Unless you're just scoring on every single possession.
I was going to say,
I don't think we're seeing that.
No, I don't either. I don't think either team is going to score every time they touch the football.
Yeah. And I mean, look, the Chiefs offense, I want to believe, I do think there are new wrinkles that we'll see, but it's not like this thing where they just explode in a way we haven't seen. Because I think really, if it was there, we would have seen it at some point throughout the season, even once,
last week.
Yeah, just to say, hey, we're capable of doing this, or to get it clicking. Like, say you've done it out on the field before. You don't save that type of stuff for one specific game in which your season ends if you don't get it, because you don't even know if you're capable of doing it. And we've seen the Chiefs try the deep ball a lot this year. Mahomes just has been inaccurate on them. And I'm calling a spade a spade. He's not been good at the deep ball this year. It has been a problem for him. Maybe that changes in this game, but I'm not necessarily holding my breath.
Yeah, I think it's really just, can they not turn the football over and win the time of possession and pick on that Buffalo secondary that's got a bunch of injuries? If the Chiefs can do that, I think they'll win this football game. But I think it's probably going to come down to the wire. The last team that touches this football, I am going to be terrified either way.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it'll be another close one. But I think we've laid it out pretty well what the Kansas City Chiefs need to do to win this game. So it all comes down to this, Michael. You already know what's coming. What's your score prediction, man? Who do you have winning this game?
Chiefs win on a walk-off Harrison Butker field goal as time expires in the fourth quarter, 31-28.
Okay, I like it. I think it's realistic, although I really hope it doesn't come down to that because that's just going to be too stressful for me, man.
If it's a tie game, I wouldn't mind it because then it's like, okay, like worse happens, then the game just goes to overtime. But if this is a situation where the Chiefs are down like 27-26 and they need to kick the field goal to win, oh man, I might have a heart attack at Arrowhead.
Yeah, I'm not prepared for it, but I'll say the Buffalo Bills are actually going to lose, Michael. You thought I was going to say win, didn't you? Nope. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to win. I'll say 31-27. And I think it'll come down to one last defensive stand from the Kansas City Chiefs, stopping Josh Allen and the Bills offense to win.
Now, a question that I've been asking a lot of people, do you think this is a game the Chiefs trail by double digits at any point, or are they winning the entirety of the game and the Bills are just playing catch up?
Neither. Is that a correct answer? Because I just think it'll be close throughout, and I think if the Kansas City Chiefs get down by double digits at any point in this game, they're not winning. And I know people are going to point out the fact Mahomes has been great down double digits, but I just don't think this offense is built for that kind of game. I really don't.
Can't put yourself in that position. Let's just get ahead. But yeah,
for sure. So I think that about wraps it up, guys. So those are our predictions. That is our preview for the AFC Championship game, but we'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments below what your thoughts are, what your score prediction is for this game. But with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. And by the way, Michael, I don't know if you saw, just hit 5,000 subscribers on Show Me Football. Big milestone. So let's keep the train rolling, guys. Let's try to get to 6,000. That's the next step. And then
10,000. Get Josh to 10,000 subscribers.
That would be great. I'm not asking for too much though. But yeah,
I'm
go ahead, subscribe.
Josh is and I am.
Hit the notification bell for sure. And then lastly, before we go, Michael, where can the people find you?
You guys can check me out at YouTube, KC Sports Report. Just had an interview with How About Those Chiefs Cold Roos. Go check that out. And Chiefs will win and we'll have Super Bowl coverage to talk about. So that'll be fun. There you guys go. And then hopefully if that happens, we can get Lucas back on next week. We're going to have round the clock coverage of the game, everything like that. But let's cross this bridge. Let's win first. Let's win first. But yeah, there you guys have it. That will all be in the description down below. All Michael's stuff, my stuff as well. ShowMeFootball.com, ArrowheadAddict.com, Twitter, ShowMeFB. You guys know the drill. That's all we got for this one. We are signing off. We will see you all in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs.